Welcome to My on Mondays, an explorative approach to the possessive my through narratives, art, and sound. Each Monday brings a new creation and unique perspective. My on Mondays is brought to you by Ming Studios, a contemporary art space and international artist residency program dedicated to the exhibition, experience, and exploration of arts and culture. Along with exhibiting artists from around the world, Ming also serves the community by hosting innovative programs including performances, workshops, screenings, readings, artist talks, and other cultural activities. For more information, or if you'd like to participate in My on Mondays, you can visit our website at mingstudios.org. Hello and welcome to this, our 70th episode of My on Mondays. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, a day that means different things to different people. So to honor that diversity of sentiment, we invited a group of writers and artists to share their thoughts and creations on the theme of love and relationships. Today's episode consists of 7 pieces, one for each day of the week. Insomnia by Matthew Parrish, a writer, musician, and theater maker. The Wildlife Protection Plan by poet and university professor Rebecca Evans. Catharsis by writer and podcast host Alice Nelson. Mix of Mix-Ups Mixing Up, an Oral Collision by writer, poet, and theater maker Heidi Kraay. Number 1 Valentine by writer and poet Margaret Koger. Nurture by writer, poet, and musician Jason Morales. And lastly, we close with another beautiful piece by Matthew Parrish, this one a song titled Casablanca.
Insomnia poem for Blake. I have always been partial to the insomnia poem. I like poems with clear application. Poems that let you know, read this at night, read this in the morning, read this in summer. I've been trying to write a fall mornings poem, or maybe a Sunday evening poem, something about migrating birds. But so far, I keep coming up short. And when I wake up in the night, I wake up next to a familiar shape. And it's hard to write a good insomnia poem in comforting company. But if that's the trade-off, I'll take it. Easy.
I'm Rebecca Evans, and I want to share a different kind of love poem, not a romantic one. I mean, maybe it's romantic, but I've been spending over a year now in relationship with love, and that has included changing my relationship with myself, with the world around me, with my family, and with my writing, with my art. And so it shifts how differently you walk through the world. This poem I'm going to read is from my collection, my memoir in verse, entitled Tangled by Blood. And that's published by Moontide Press. And this poem is entitled The Wildlife Protection Plan. The Wildlife Protection Plan. I tossed a rock with my son. It broke through the face of shallow lake, sinking, hide and seeking, behind bold cattails, breathing stark rays. Someone once told me submerging could cleanse me, offer new starts, if only I believed. And oh, how I did, I believed. The water never worked that way for me. It rinsed me out, washed me over, eroded bone and breath. One ripple pulsing into 2, then 3, then many. Waves crashing, swelling my belly. Want to skip those stones? My boy asks. And I do. Oh, I really do. But I don't know how to skip anything. Certain I'll scatter like pebbles lining the ocean floor. The mottled mallard paddles through her brown speckled plumage, breaking mirrored surface, her babies tagging to keep her steady pace. Wait, my son grips my wrist. We don't want to hurt her. No, I say, and I mean it. Oh, how I mean it. Thank you.
Dear Brian. No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe just Brian. I don't like that either. How about Dear Narcissistic Fuckface and Gaslighting Asshole? Yeah, that's better. I was going to write a dignified letter telling you I was leaving, to try and be the bigger person. But who am I kidding? I left my dignity at the door when I moved in with a man whose dick seemed to fall into nearly any woman that came along. I didn't think I'd ever leave, Even after Trina and Becky, Lana and Rita, then the twins, Lisa and Linda, I stuck it out because I thought we would prove the world wrong. That it was you and me against all my friends and family who told me to pack it up, that said you'd never be faithful. Sounded romantic at the time, but it wasn't. I was simply an idiot who stayed regardless of the fact that you treated me like shit. I just couldn't face the humiliation of admitting that I was a fool. So I told myself that you loved me. In your own way. Of course, I know now that you never cared about me, but you did such a good job of chipping away at my self-worth and self-confidence that I didn't believe I deserved anything better. Part of me always wanted to ask why you kept cheating on me. Why you were so cruel. But I thought your answer would only solidify my already held belief that I wasn't worth being loved. But still, there was a tiny part of me that believed I deserved better. I don't know how it survived, but it was this very small part of myself that gave me the courage to finally go. Then the people I alienated, the ones I abandoned so I could be with you, well, they helped me when I needed them the most. I didn't deserve their kindness or love after the way I treated them, but they gave it to me anyway, proving me wrong and showing me that I did deserve to be loved. And you know what? I should thank you, Brian, because in some small way you helped me get away too. Without you completely underestimating me for the entire 6 years we were together, I wouldn't have been able to fool you into thinking I was still under your spell while behind the scenes planning my escape. And don't bother contacting my mother or my friends. For now, none of them know where I am. We thought it would be better that way. This was probably the only way I could have left. I'm not sure I would have been able to look you in the eyes and say these words. That's how fucked up I am. But with therapy and time, one day I'll be able to tell you face to face just what kind of a monster you were. But for now, it's goodbye, fuckface. Hopefully no other woman falls for your bullshit the way I did. Lizzie. Oh, and by the way, that 10 grand you thought I didn't know was hidden under the floorboards in your office? I took it. $1,000 for each wasted year with you, plus interest. It doesn't nearly cover the price I paid for being with you. But it's a start.
Exhibit A. They Two. Multiple the exchange. Trace this disappearing. A touch in the park. Yes, I'll follow. Yes, we'll lead together, and sometimes me first. They look up to the blue. It's hard to believe this moment exists. Crack of a heartbeat, switch directions. Can I trust this? Impossible is my favorite kind of love. There, these midday delighters. Exhibit B. They Three. To put her bare feet in Central Park, dip toes in seamless fountain water, create ripples in layers of temperature, to watch those lovebirds in spring, thoughts possess, and an empty bedside, a cavernous decade, there is no timeline on grief. Wind through tall grass, vibrations calm her inner serpents. There this executive fallen queen. Currents, salt mixing in ocean, He watches that technicolor radiance in spiderweb formations. He waves it on past. He used to be somebody. His life stability, humanity for his brain depowering, powering off. The click of breakdown and everything breaks. A rumbling belly. There this homeless physicist. The collective instruments, these sculptures of dazzling blaze, biting down on aluminum, that buzz, stuckness in his head, staring out window at rain, exits into showers, lying flat, cement, staring up, removing glasses, hoping for a look straight into a drop entering brain, washing for inspiration. There this breathless composer. There. They three want washed clear. They want a redo, restart. Tired of the slow, consistent ache, cold skeletal hunger and flaking body skin. Try to remember the last time they felt human, like they too lovebirds in spring. A passageway through multitude dimensions. Cosmic force rays fly in and out in knots. We are everywhere. Our particles shared over again. This happened before, and it's all for first time, like twisted cotton sheets. Together look into sky, a stare into black ocean. Thoughts possess and, in moment, the same moment, each head snaps up. See each other's faces from forever distance, wondering, who is that? Empathy in a ballroom, swapping partners. We've been here before, and we are the most special, unique individuals ever there was. Whale song sliding through scales at new octaves. A universe of composers find heat together. Our ubiquitous sonic nature, our molecules blending. They three are reaching, dreaming of absence, of stillness. What happens if it ends? If they don't have to return to this drudgery tomorrow, a magic relief? If they disappear into fog, will they be missed? Would anyone call them back, if a violent act ripped them out of life right now? Then, each look up, look out, look down, seeing through eye clouds, connection in a faraway human. I see you. I know you. Things are hard right now, but you'll make it, I promise. You'll get through the earth. A touch in the park. Yes, I'll follow.
Number 1, Valentine. If Cupid's bow's a-snappin', our youth will be a-laughin'. The boys they'll go a-struttin', with girls' cheeks all a-blushin'. If love she is a-fakin', his heart she'll be a-breakin'. Or if he's been controllin', her tears will go a-flowin'. But when true love comes a-callin', here comes the bride befallin'. With Cupid's mark a-stingin', our hearts, they'll be a-singin'.
Whether it is her voice, or whether this universe may nurture with kindness the nature of my sadness, regardless of what messes, regardless of my confessing dark lessons, past misses, lost lovings, lest kisses, left behind beliefs, right before becoming something felt, something real. Well, then there's that, and now then what is this? And you'd err if you'd think there's nothing more I need to know, nothing else she needs to feel, than to merely nurture and mold that which mirrors her bold nature when deeper within is truth welling well within our depths, compelling us to be one.
I wanna press this moment like a lily in the pages of a book. Repeating all the details. It is always night. We are always driving. We are always repeating the same lines from an old movie. I wanna hold this night with the poor whales calling, repeating all the details. It is always the desert sky, it is always your hazel eyes. We are always repeating the same lines from an old movie. There's a faint edge of fear when you tell me you love me. We're both barely in the clear from our last train wreck heartbreaks, and neither of us know that this will last. But oh, I wanna press this moment like only in the pages of a book. Repeating all the details. It is always night. We are always driving. We are always repeating the same lines from an old movie.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Monday. Tune in.